Welcome to Mystic Musings with Toby Hewitt. I'm Toby Hewitt, and I'm your guide through time and space and all points in between. Mystic Musings will give you insight into who you are, why you are here, how to live an authentic life, and where you fit into the universe around you. Join me on this path of mystical exploration. Welcome to episode 37 of Mystic Musings with Toby Hewitt. This week we will examine the idea of pathwork, the unfolding of our path as we continue our mystic journey. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. This poem, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost, has been one of my favorite poems for as long as I can remember, for as long as I knew I was following a path that was somewhat different from the paths taken by those around me. Not a better path, mind you, but certainly a different one. We each have a path we are following. It is a path of our own design and choosing. Before we were born, in the time between incarnations, we designed a path that would serve to provide us with the lessons we needed to learn in this lifetime. But at the same time, we also have the free will to avoid the lessons and allow ourselves to swerve away from the lessons. The cosmic conundrum, though, is that we never really know when we are sticking to the path and when the swerve was part of that plan or not. When we recognize that we are on a path, we can make all sorts of decisions about how to live our lives as we follow it, whether part of our life plan or not. Sometimes we choose a life of relative luxury. Other times we follow a more eclectic and nonconformist path. Sometimes the lessons provide us with an easier, less chaotic lifetime than our previous one, allowing us a time for learning and resting. And other times we select a more arduous path to follow. A lot of times, the lessons are like touch points in a lifetime and not necessarily a constant series of tests. We can set a plan that allows us the freedom to explore different aspects of our planet, such as different cultures or beliefs or places, or confine ourselves to a smaller patch of the earth, learning the intricacies of close interactions with other people. We can choose a path of individual focus, taking care of ourselves and not reaching past our own small space. Or we could choose a path that allows us to learn from serving others. Whatever we choose, we are able in each lifetime to learn and grow through the experience of being a spiritual being having a physical experience. When we perceive energies that are less than comfortable for us, we can choose to focus on actions and studies that put us on a path that will allow us to expand our awareness and raise our vibrations, and in turn help to raise the vibrations of the planet. We are living in a diverse existence that is separated into individual bodies, but at the same time interconnected through the interdependent web into a oneness that can best be felt when we engage in activities of communion with others. What does this use of the word communion mean? It means the sharing or exchanging of intimate thoughts and feelings, especially when the exchange is on a mental or spiritual level. No matter what our individual lessons may be, a life best lived one that will serve our spirit and the spirits of others, is one spent in some measure on a path that includes service to others through the energy of love. For the exercise for this week, I ask you to examine your life and take note of the bends in the path that seem to have led you in different directions or that provided challenges to your status quo. I would suggest writing this mental journey down in your notebook. See if there have been instances when you encountered the same challenge or set of circumstances repeatedly, and think about what it is about this that has served as a learning experience. You can also look at your life up to now and maybe consider where you want to go from here. Are you serving yourself and others to the fullest? Do you need a break from your current circumstances, even if for a day near the ocean? Becoming aware that there is a path creates a more mindful experience through this life. Next week, please join me for episode 38, when we will examine the idea of the Serenity Prayer as we continue our mystic journey. Thanks for listening to this episode of Mystic Musings. Please join me every week to continue our exploration of all things mystical that can help you have a more practical and magical life. Please visit my website, TobieHewitt.com, for more information and to read my blog postings. And join me also at pathwaystomindfulness.org to learn how you can schedule a presentation. I'm available for mindfulness training, demonstrations of psychic abilities, and individual readings. I also have a number of books on mystical topics on Amazon.com. I look forward to hearing from you and answering your questions. Please contact me through TobieHewitt.com.